Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Surgan's Feed the Beast single player series season 1. I'm out here and I think it's about time that we move these bushes because they're right in the way of where I'd like to put my house. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these up and we'll just move them, I don't know, somewhere maybe over there. So not too far, just not right in this nice cleared area. And you can see that they grow pretty well. All you have to do is plant one, and it'll grow 3 high. Now you can speed up the process because you can plant the little bush parts on top of a full-grown one. So if you wanted, you could get them even higher than 3 or however high you really wanted them. So let's do. Yeah, I'll probably end up clearing some of this anyway, so let's do right here. We'll just do 3 of those. And what was that? Blackberry? Yeah. So we'll do blueberries here. 3 of those, or 6 of those, and do our raspberries right here. Now there is a 4th one, and that's mallow berries. So if we find them, I'll go ahead and collect those and plant those as well. But the rest of these I can just throw down right here in my chest. And I'll throw these right in here for now. Now, if you notice, I did make another pickaxe. And that's because this stuff here, this basalt, it's made by a mod called Geostrata. You can see it there in Wayla at the top. And if I try to break it with a mining drill, it just doesn't work very well. The IC2 tools don't recognize it as stone. But if I use just a regular pickaxe, see how fast that breaks? So I will need a regular pickaxe just for the Geostrata stone. But everything else, the mining drill worked just fine. I've also been letting this run for a little while, and you can see my igneous extruder is still going away, and I have a lot of stone. So what we can do is go ahead and start our house. So I'd like to map it out a little bit, and I think I want to start in, back here. I'm going to leave a little bit of space, just these, say 2 blocks this way and 2 blocks that way. And that's where I want one of my corners. Now, to help me map this out the way that I want, there's a couple different things that I can do. The first thing that I'd like to do is make a tape measure, if I can. Nope, not add tape. A tape measure. It's made from BiblioCraft, and we're going to need a tape measure reel, which is just some string around some yellow dye or dandelion yellow. Do we happen to have any yellow? Do we happen to have any string? Okay, so I don't have enough string. So there's another item that could help us with this, and I believe it's Open Blocks. There it is. The building guide. So we just need some glass around a torch. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That looks a little bit easier for the materials that we have. So we're going to need 8 glass, since I don't have enough string, and around a torch. And the way that this works, let's just go ahead and plop it down right here. We may need to move it. You can see it has a couple different modes. I can change the size by clicking on a block on one of the faces, or I can shift click and change the mode, and I want to change it to cuboid. There we go. And I actually want this to be 16 by 16, so I'm going to need, let's see if we can get this. There's 8 by 8. It looks like I'm going to need to move it over just one because I want that to be my corner. And change the mode again, back to cuboid. Let's just make sure it's 8. Yep. Nope. 8 by 8. Okay. 8 by 8 by 8. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. I like the height of it. I like the size. And now what we can do is these are just ghost blocks. So we can just go ahead and fill in the blocks. And no, not right there. So I'm going to go ahead and build the base here and see how it looks. And since this looks to be the center, you know what? This is 15, isn't it? It's not 16. 15 works too. I was just thinking about that because it's 8 from that block. So that would be the center block. And we'll just fill this in here real quick. Yeah, that's going to look like a nice size base. Because what I want to do is I want to do things a little differently than I have in the past. In the past, I've built 9x9s basically in direwolf fashion. But you know what? I always seem like I don't have enough room and I have to branch out. And I don't really want to do that here. We're in a forest after all. And when I start branching out, that means I'm going to have to start flattening terrain, and it's really going to tear up the landscape. So I'd rather have as little impact on the landscape. I mean, I'm still going to have to clear out some areas for, farming and stuff like that. But as far as my base, I'd like to keep it all in one building, and I don't want to make a huge wide building like I have before. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and finish building this, and I'll be right back and see what you guys think. There, how does this look? That's a nice tall ceilings, and on the inside it's nice and tall and wide spaces so that I can put lots of stuff in here. And right now I'm actually macerating up some more sand, and that's mainly because I can use sand. I have a good amount of glass, and I don't really have any sand anywhere. I guess I turned it all into glass. So I have a good amount of glass, but I could use sand. It's always something that's useful to have. But the main reason is I really want to run out of power. Because when I pick this up and move it into my base, I'm going to lose all that power anyway. So I used it to recharge my drill. And then now I'm using the rest to go ahead and, make sand. I don't really have a lot of uses for it right now. I mean, I think I've processed all of my ores, and it won't do ferrous. So there's not really anything else that I can do with it, with that power, at least right at the moment. And these are starting to grow. Okay, perfect. So what I can do now, remember how I said that when you have a full one grown, you can actually take the bushes here. Let's see. We have raspberry here and some blackberry here. So what we can do is if we come over here, these are raspberry bushes. So we can plant one right on top, and that'll help it grow a little bit faster because it'll still only grow 3 high with these planted on top. But I don't have to wait for that little bud to grow. So these are blueberry here, and these don't look like they're fully grown yet. You can tell that they're fully grown when they're a full block. So these two are fully grown. This one's fully grown, but these are mostly done. Just not quite there yet. I will at some point have to move my trees, but I want an item. I want to make an item before I go and move those, and so it'll probably be another episode before I actually move those. Oh, nice! I'm already getting berries. So let's see how our power's doing. Put this stuff away. We don't need these. And let's see. Okay, it's getting there. So it'll be nice to have a good amount of sand. Now, what I'd like to do for the ceiling here is I don't want to put glass. I actually want to put something else. And for that, I'm actually going to have to... How am I doing on gravel? Do I have any gravel? I have none? Really? I know I've been digging up... Oh, there we go. I got 32. So I'm fairly decent on gravel. Actually, the other thing that I'm going to need is clay. And I wonder if there's a way to make clay. Well, that's magical crops. If I have some sludge... I don't have sludge. I don't have any slag. I don't have sludge. Extractor. I can use the extractor on blocks to make clay, but I don't have any blocks. Let's see. We can grind down bricks. I'm really looking to see if there's a way to make it out of... Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. I was wondering if there was a way to make it out of gravel. Oh, the sun's going down. Let's just check these little water patches here close by. I don't see any clay there. And I don't think there's a good body of water in that direction. I'm going to have to see if I can find a river or something like that and get me some clay. And I'll meet you guys back here. Actually, what we can do first is let's at least... Do I have any wood? Oh, I guess I'll have to use this here. Let's at least start moving our storage. Once we have our storage over there, then, you know, we don't have to worry too much about too many things. Let's turn on F7 so I can see where things can spawn. And light it up just a little bit. I think I'm going to go right here. So, yeah, that looks like a good layout right here. 3 apart. Now, for the time being, I am going to have to put torches on the floor. I'm not a huge fan of putting torches on the floor, so we will be changing the lighting at some point. It's just not something right now, because we don't have the ability just yet. I could make chandeliers, but that's probably going to use all of the diamonds that I have found. So let's see right here. Yeah, right there. Is that right? Yep. And then these are 3 away from the wall, 3 away from... Oh, that's perfect. And right here. Yeah, 3 away from the wall. And then the last one, we can go right here and right here. So that at least lights it up so we won't get any spawns inside. Now let's go ahead and start moving. You know what? Let's just build another chest or 2. I'm going to need a little bit more wood. And we'll start by making a couple double chests. Or 1. How am I doing on iron? Yeah, I'm not too bad on iron. Let's go ahead and convert a couple of these. We're say 24. That'll do for now. So I'm going to take these 2 and convert them to iron chests. Now iron chest is basically just like a double chest. And this is an iron chest upgrade. It's wood to iron. So that way what I can do is when I when I go to move one of these, actually I can just do this right now. Bam. Iron chest. Now if you look here, double chests have 6 rows. Iron chests have 6 rows. So essentially it's the same thing as a double chest. But one thing that you can't do with double chests is you can't place them beside each other. With these iron chests, you can. So we can go ahead and place one right here and one right here. And it's just like having 2 double chests right beside each other. Now there are higher tiers than the iron here, but for right now, that's what I'm gonna go for. So let's just go ahead and start moving this stuff over. And where did that chest go? So let's see. So we can do, say, this chest here for our metals. And I'm going to wait on the tools. Actually, we'll just make this one like our miscellaneous junk. Like our tools here. And the cables that we have. Some of the charcoal. Yeah, that'll work. Let's go clean up that other stuff before it... Ah! Baby zombie! That snuck up on me. That almost gave me a heart attack. All I saw was the top of his head. And let's see about moving the rest of this out of here. I don't want to create a big mess on the ground again. Make sure that there's no more zombies. We turn off F7. F7, those little lines on the ground, in case you don't know, if we turn it back on here, if you just press F7, that's what turns it on. That means that mobs can spawn. And if they're yellow like this, that means mobs can spawn at night. And if they're red, like down in a cave, I need to move because he's going to shoot me. If they're red, that means that mobs can spawn even during the day. So let's see, if this is our metals, let's make this our gems and stuff. So like gems, charcoal, powder, and then our metals go in here. And the rest is basically miscellaneous junk, I guess, for right now. Actually, glass will go in here. So I'm going to go ahead and move all of this stuff over and see if I can find a little bit of clay. Oh, I got a couple of buckets. And I'll meet you back here. By the time I'm done moving everything, hopefully it should be day and I can go find some clay. So I found some clay, along with some other things. I actually found a tree with black leaves. And when you break it, sometimes you get the black tree dye, and sometimes you get saplings. It's the saplings that I was really after. It was actually right next to a Mine Factory Reloaded rubber tree, so I made sure to get a few of those too. And I'll show you what those look like when I go ahead and plant them. But I'm going to go ahead and throw them in here, and this is what I'm using for my plant-based materials and stuff like that. And vanilla, I don't know how I picked that up. And then mob drops I'll just put up here. So now, I also ran into a few sheep that were nice enough to give me their wool. And because I now have 3 pieces of wool, I can make a bed. So I just need to find where my wood went. Where did my wood go? So I'm going to need another crafting table because I left the other one in my mining area over there. I don't really need it here. And we'll go ahead and make a bed, and then we can sleep through the night and not have to worry about all those zombies. There's so many different types of zombies. You know what? I'm going to put my bed right here. Ah. And different types of creepers too. Fire creeper. No, don't explode. I knew that was gonna happen. You know what? I'm just gonna sleep. Now I get to go put out fires, and okay, well, at least he didn't blow up my bushes. That's what I was really afraid of. Fill in the creeper holes. I always have creeper holes in my lawn. And since I just made it day, I want to make sure that I don't get snuck up on by another creeper. I'll fill that in off camera. So now, see, they're just what I was thinking. There we go. So now, this should be empty here. Just about. And so I can pick it up. I just need my wrench. And that's probably here in miscellaneous junk. I'm going to put the clay in there for right now. And let's move these machines. So we should be able to pick them all up. Now with the bat box, because shift clicking moves the direction that the dot faces, you actually have to do it twice. Yeah, all three. These zombies just don't give up. And I'm going to move these drying racks. Because of the fact that there is so many zombies, I'm getting so much rotten flesh that they're really coming in handy. I am so glad that I made them really early, because that has been almost my sole source of food. Let's go ahead and put them over here. And there might be other uses for rotten flesh, but feeding me, I'll take that. So, what I'd like to do now is just replant these here, and I want to go ahead and put my generator right... actually, no. I'm going to put my bat box right here. And just go ahead and dig right underneath. And that's where I'm going to put my cabling. Here, here, and here. And then I can take my wrench and shift right click to make it face down. And then I'm going to put my generator on top. And then macerator and furnace. So now where'd that charcoal go? I think I put it in here. So now we should be able to refill all of our energy and we'll have it here in our base. Now, and I wanted to get that set up before I get the next part. Remember how I'd said that I was going to put something here? Well, I don't want to put glass. What I want to put, I'm going to need, let's say 32. 32 of my clay. I should have some gravel, 32 gravel, and not quite 32 sand, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and macerate 4 more. So that'll get us all of our sand. And what we can do is if we do gravel, sand, and clay, we'll get grout. And almost a full stack. I'll leave that in here. Actually, what I want to do is take this and throw it right back in my crafting grid and get a crafting station. I like the look of these a little bit better. And they work the same. I can put items in here and just leave them in there till I go to put the rest in. Now, what we need to do with this grout is go ahead and cook it up. This is going to take a little while because, like I said, these machines aren't the fastest. But I'm going to give this a little bit of time and cook up, and what it's going to make is seared bricks. And we're going to make a smeltery from Tinkerer's Construct. And real quick, these are what the rubber trees look like from Mine Factory Reloaded. And you can see that the leaves look different. That's probably the easiest way to spot them while you're running around. Actually, the wood is pretty distinct too. Now, with these trees, there's no resin spots like this. The way that you have to get rubber from these is you cut the wood, and you get a piece of rubber for every piece of wood. And it's always a good idea to go ahead and break the leaves just to get some more saplings. So, if you're looking for, say, wood and rubber, it's a good idea to go ahead and use these trees, because then you can go ahead and get the wood from them, as well as get the rubber and make charcoal or whatever else you're going to make out of the wood. So I just went and planted these just because I wanted to, one, show what they look like in case you run around and you see one. The rubber is actually, once you cook it, here, let me go ahead and plant these trees down, because right now I do kind of need wood. The rubber is the same thing, these should be done, once we cook it, as the IC2 rubber. It doesn't come out the same item, but if you look here for the uses, let's see, or dictionary. Basically it says the IC2 rubber is the same thing as this rubber bar. So if you have more rubber bars and no sticky resin, that's just fine. I don't know if these work in the extractor. I really haven't tried it, but it might be something that we can do when we get an extractor. So let me just throw this stuff away here. Got lots of extra seeds now. And dirt. Okay. So now we have our seared bricks. So the first thing that we're going to need is a couple of seared bricks. And I actually might need some more grout. I probably will need some more grout. And what we want to do is, on the floor, do a 3x3 pattern. Then around it, we can do, you know what, let me get a little bit more grout. That means I'm going to have to get some more gravel. I know, down in my mining area there's lots of gravel. So I'm going to go get some more gravel, cook up some more grout, and we'll be right back and we're finish this off. I want to make a 2-level one. I don't want just 1 level. So I have some more seared bricks cooked up. I went ahead and did another stack. And there's a couple of things that we're going to need. The first thing is we're going to need a seared tank. Really easy, I just need one. I don't need that many. The next thing that we're going to need is at least one smeltery controller, or only one smeltery controller. And then we're going to need at least one drain. And I'm only going to do one for now. I'm also going to do, you know what, these chiseled bricks look really cool. I don't have a chisel yet. I'm also going to do a basin, one casting basin, and while I'm at it, I might as well do one casting table and might as well do a second smeltery drain. The rest, I'm going to need a few more of these bricks. So, yeah, why not? We'll just get 9. So what I'm going to do is put them just like this, and then right here I only have 2 bricks left. That's okay. So right here in the front I'm going to do my controller and my tank. So I'm going to do my controller here and my tank here. and go ahead and put down another brick. And you can see that it formed the right structure because now it lit up and we can go ahead and work with it. Now I still don't think that I have enough seared bricks to do a second layer. So I might have to go looking for more, that's not what I wanted to do. I might have to go looking for more clay, because clay is what I'm running low on. I got a whole bunch of gravel while I was down in my mining area, but for right now this will serve the purpose. So let's go ahead and throw down one drain and our basin, and we'll just go ahead and take this one out here, and I'll put one drain, and then I'm going to put my basin right here because it does have to be below the drain. That's kind of why I wanted it to be 2 levels. And what we can start doing is throw a bucket of lava in here, and we can grab some of our sand. And if we throw our sand in here, it'll go ahead and melt up. Now, I could make a little faucet, but I'd need one more seared brick. But one other thing that I can do is if I go here to my metals chest, grab 2 copper and 1 lead. I'm going to go ahead and make a fluid duct. Now these are opaque, so you can't really see what's in them, but it'll work just fine. So I'll put this down here, and let's see if it'll let me sleep. Yeah. Put that down there, and I actually want to make another pneumatic servo. I only need 1. And glass. I keep messing that up. Pneumatic servo. And I have to put the pneumatic servo in here. And that way it'll let me tell it to ignore a redstone signal. And I should be able to do it with, I believe I can do it with this wrench, because I don't have a crescent hammer just yet. Nope, I need a crescent hammer. So I'm going to need a little bit of iron and tin. 1 tin and 3 iron. Now, unlike my wrench here, this crescent hammer does not have durability, so it won't break. And I can just tell it to output, and it'll go ahead and fill up the basin here. And once it finishes, you can see there we can go ahead and click on the basin and we'll get clear glass. Now the reason that I wanted it too high is because then I can just put a hopper right under it and it'll go ahead and suck these clear glass out. And that's what I'm going to use on my roof. And do we have anything to... yeah, I'll just use sand. And if we go up here, one of the cool things about clear glass is it's just like glass with a few changes. You can see here it's clear. You can see right through it. There's no little marks like there is with glass. The other thing is if we place 2 blocks next to each other, you can see here now they have a border around the outside, but right in the center here, it's completely clear. So if I do the roof with them, then basically the only thing that you'll see is this little outline. Everything else will let lots of light in, and it'll be really nice. So between this episode and next, I'm going to go ahead and get more sand. I've been macerating a lot of cobble here. And I'll go ahead and fill in the ceiling. I'll probably get a little bit more clay just so that I can make this too high, and that way I can put a hopper right under it with a chest. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.